Sounds good, man.
Oh. So we're going to talk all things NBA today. I'm just kidding. No, we're going to talk about football, college football, the NFL, what's been going on. And we're also going to talk about why Ben hates Kirk Cousins and Deon Sanders. So that today and more on The Benchmark. What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Benchmark. I'm your host, Marky Mark, and I'm joined, as always, by the Kirk Cousins hater himself, the Deon Sanders hater himself. He hates puppies. He hates everything. Benny Boo.
Jeez, I'm a terrible person, everybody.
I'm kidding. No, he doesn't hate. He doesn't hate anybody. He just may not like certain things. But I'm telling you, if you watch the quarterbacks thing, you're gonna love Kirk Cousins. So
yeah, I know. I do believe that you're right.
and
I
he's
really
doing
like him as a
great for
person.
me in fantasy.
Yeah,
So
I really haven't had any problems with him, honestly. Our offensive line is trash. I feel like that's a big issue. So like I really haven't, and we fumble the ball all the time. So
I
like
feel like your
I'm not.
defense surprisingly did okay against the Eagles.
That's what I'm saying. I know you were talking about the run game, and a lot of people have mentioned that, but like again, we were on the field for 40 minutes of the game. So like I mean, eventually their run game is gonna take over because we're freaking tired. But yeah, I like our defense where it's as compared to last year.
Your defense did things like I'll be honest, the Eagles did not look good.
No, they don't
like,
look good. Yeah.
Like they got 3 or 4 turnovers and barely won the game. It's like, okay, come on.
We should have lost by at least 20. I mean, we lost by 21 last year in Philly. So I mean, we should have lost by way more.
That was obviously last Monday night's game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Thursday. This was Thursday. It was
Thursday night game. That's right. Yep. That's right. So lots happened. So we'll just talk NFL while we're at it. So by the way, the Hail Mary by the Broncos, and then they didn't get the 2-point conversion.
Oh gosh.
Now I will say that was a penalty on the 2-point conversion. It was totally pass interference. Like,
easily. Yeah.
Like, see, that's where I don't understand why they can't review that. Like, why can you not look at that, like game-winning plays or, end of the quarter or whatever, like look at stuff like that to make sure you didn't miss something. Like the guy clearly took him out before.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it should be like, I mean, like the 2-minute warrant, like under the 2 minutes, how it's by the replay review, like you can't coach. I feel like that's something that should be, like you just said, like, I mean, I feel like the ref or whoever's in the command center needs to buzz down and be like, hey guys, you missed this PI. We need to call that and redo it.
I think it'll eventually come, but the NFL is obviously going to fight it as long as they can.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because they're control freaks and they're dumb.
Right.
But yeah. So it's one of those that, I mean, the Broncos aren't as bad as they were last year, but they're still not great.
No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, they were up 21-3 and they lost the Commanders at home. So, I mean,
the Manders.
Yeah. 2-0. The 2-0 Commanders. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think we were talking about this. We were kind of texting a little bit. Like, obviously, like last year, the Giants made the playoffs, and this year, the Giants suck. Even though they came back to win yesterday, Ben.
Yes.
Dude, Daniel Jones MVP. Here we go.
I forgot to reply to you in your message or thing. Yeah, what do you say? I forgot all about that. But yeah, I mean, it's impressive to come back. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's big to come back. But again, it's against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm being facetious, but
I know you are. I know.
It's one of those that I feel like the NFC has 3 really good teams.
Yeah.
And then everybody else. And there might be a couple teams like sneaking up into the middle there. But it's one of those that, like, I mean, obviously you have the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers that just look unreal.
We're not for sure.
Yeah. And then on the other side, I mean, the Chiefs, we'll see. They
look rough. Yeah.
I mean, they did, but I mean, granted, it's Kelsey's first game. Their defense looked better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're always going to be in contention for sure. The Jags struggled, and I mean, in the AFC, I mean, the AFC's open, man. It's like the Bengals are sucking right now. Like, I know you're like, Burrow's the worst quarterback in the league.
I don't think that. I just think he's so overrated. I really do. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Is Joe Burrow a top 10 quarterback?
Yeah, I won't ever not say he's not.
Is he a top 5 quarterback?
I don't know. See, that's where when Mike asked me that question about top 5, I'm like, who do I really even put in the top 5 though? At the same time,
all right, Mahomes clearly.
I mean, obviously, like it's Mahomes, and then it's like way under the bar after that. Like I don't even know. Like it would have been Josh Allen back in the day, but not anymore because he's like lost his head.
I don't know. I have to say that last game he did fine.
He played
So
the Raiders though. Like, I mean,
the Raiders.
just
Um,
I don't know.
I know. Like I think it's so hard, because some guys just we're not sure. Like,
Right.
we're like, are they like? I think Josh Allen would be in the top 5, just in talent as a QB. I
Talent. Yeah.
I think just as a
It's,
QB, I think Josh Allen makes top 5 because like I don't know who would beat him. I mean, I would probably put Joe Burrow in the top 5, but like I'm trying to
yeah.
like think through quarterbacks, and I'm like,
And I get
I'm not putting
the whole
Dak up
top.
there.
Yeah. No, and I get it. And like I don't think I could honestly say that Joe Burrow isn't in the top 5 just going down all 32 quarterbacks that are starting in the NFL. I just think for what they've talked about so much about him, I don't think he's as good as what everybody makes out that he is. I
Yeah,
just
I
think
mean,
he's
I
got
can
good
get that. I
weapons.
think the hard part is I was telling my buddy here, Mike, yesterday, like, shout out to Mike. But it's one of those that like I was telling him at small group, like we were talking about, I said, the weird part is that, you think 5, 6 years ago, who was the
Mhm.
top quarterbacks 5, 6 years ago? Tom Brady, Peyton
Right.
Manning,
Mhm.
Drew Brees. We had so many quarterbacks that were experienced, and now they're
Right.
all gone.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
only ones, I mean, you think about it, like I think the stat was like the person with the longest tenure on a team is Dak right now.
Jeez, dang, that's
Like
impressive. I
I
didn't
was
know
like,
that.
whoa, like
Yeah.
because you think about it, like
Wow.
he's early 30s and
Uh-huh.
he's been on the Cowboys the entire time. Whereas
Yeah.
like Stafford and um Rodgers would be the only other two that are probably older than him that are still playing.
Yeah.
Um
But tenure
Cousins
with
has
the
probably been
team.
in the league longer, right?
He's been in a long time too. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Cousins has
again,
been
like you
up there.
said, tenure with the
Yeah.
team though. They
Yeah.
both
So
left.
tenure with the
Yeah.
team is Dak, but like
Yeah.
if you think about it, though, like Dak's in the top 5 or 6 of experienced quarterbacks.
Right.
Like
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Like and
crazy.
so and I think that's the hard part is we had such elite quarterback
Mhm.
play,
Yeah.
and now we have quarterbacks that may be elite, but maybe their teams aren't playing to that level, or they're not bringing their teams up to that level. Like when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, yeah, Joe Burrow played like an elite
Oh
quarterback.
yeah. I would not disagree with that at all. Yeah.
And
I
and
think
that's
that's
where I
where I
think the
kind of
hard part is we just don't have the same
right.
because they're all younger. They're all
Right.
younger quarterbacks. They're not experienced. And so it's like, okay, like, that's where it's going to be interesting. I mean, shoot, like even the start of this NFL season, like looking at fantasy and different stuff, like there's not much consistency right now. Like
No, there's
even like
not.
from like main stars, like I have Nick Chubb and he's not doing much tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's just not a lot of consistency right now, besides maybe Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
yeah. But like it's just one of those that I feel like there's even 5 years ago, I felt like there was more teams in the race that were at least closer, maybe not like,
Yeah.
but like right now I feel like you either have good teams or bad teams.
Hmm.
And there might be some teams working their way into the middle. Like, shoot, when I have to say that the Lions and maybe the Falcons and like the Rams are starting to creep up in the middle, it's like, wait, what? Like it's just weird, like to
Yeah.
see how the dynamics working right now. And I feel like I feel like a hot take right now is that offensive lines in the NFL suck.
Oh yeah, they're non-existent. Like
Like
what in the world
defenses like all of a
happened?
sudden are just like so dominant. Like
Yes.
and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay. Now, granted, like defenses like the Cowboys and the 49ers are definitely dominant. But,
Yes. Yeah.
bro, I have to say, Cowboys have never had good defenses since I've been a fan.
Yeah.
Like they've had some okay defenses, but not like this.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons is unreal.
He is a beast. I do agree. I read something today. I do want to see them play against,
Yes.
somebody besides the Jets or the Giants, but
Yes.
I still think y'all will be an elite defense and probably the
Well, I mean,
best,
the
like top
Jets
three.
defense, a top 5 defense,
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
and
100%.
it was one of those that it didn't help them that they have Zach Wilson. And
Right.
I'm still convinced they have to make a trade, dude. Like
Yeah. I
like
don't know.
everyone, like all the players are talking about like, no, we have faith in him. I'm like, how?
Yeah. I
Like
I
now
don't
what I
get it.
will say is, like last game when he came in against the Bills, like obviously it wasn't the plan because Rodgers went down. then you go up against probably one of the best defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and so like, dude, some of those hits, like I would watch and go, oh, like is it just like the
I know.
speed at which they hit him? Like it was just like,
Yeah.
oh my gracious.
I don't understand the trust. Like I really don't understand the trust in him. He's terrible. Like he's a
I
terrible quarterback.
and listen, I think everyone knows that, but it's a matter
Right.
of like, think of it this way. You know, Rodgers is talking about like he did the surgery that like Cam Akers did,
Right.
and you know, where
Believe
he
that.
might be able to come back by January.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll believe that when I see it from a
Right.
39-year-old.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But it's one of those that like, so then they're like, okay, do we want to trade for someone? Like, I did find out they could trade for Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins has no guaranteed money left.
Hmm. Be interesting.
So on his contract, so technically you could trade for him and be within the salary cap, but like I don't see them trading for anybody else besides Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna be honest though. I don't want. This is gonna be the weirdest comment you probably ever heard from me. I don't want to trade Kirk Cousins. I really don't.
Ben, say it with
I
your chest, man.
I
Come
really
on.
no, I really don't. I know he's not necessarily our problem. I still don't agree with a lot of stuff that he does because he holds the ball too long.
Yeah, I
But
get that.
but I still think we have a team that could compete if we could just get some pieces on the offensive line and our defense is looking better. So I don't want to get rid of him, but I understand, like, I get it.
Here's a real question, Ben. Would you re-sign him?
I don't think I'd resign him though. I don't think so. He's 36 years old already right now. I mean, going 37, he's still probably going to command a decent salary, and I just don't feel like we should pay him.
What? Okay, so let me give you a scenario for Kirk Cousins. Let's say Kirk Cousins says to you, "I'll sign the exact same deal that I was on."
Oh gosh, no.
40 million?
Yeah, 40 million a year, dude.
Bro, all the quarterbacks are getting paid over 50 now.
I know, but that's still for a 36-year-old quarterback that's going to be descending in his play. No.
Okay, so here's the real question. Like, let's say you guys lose the next 3 games. Do you trade him?
Do we trade him?
If you could get like a second or third round pick,
we'd be 0-5. So I'd say we probably should look at that, explore doing that. Because
here's what I would pitch to you: trade him, and then go trade for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with Kyler
because it sounds like the Cardinals are ready to move on from that one.
Right, I'd be fine with trying him out, and then with the mindset of we're going to get a high draft pick and draft a quarterback. Because we'd be 0-5 at that point. So I'm assuming if we're trading Kirk Cousins, we're pretty well tanking.
Well, and that's the thing is like if you did that, then you're trying to get Caleb Williams,
right?
Like,
exactly.
You know, or Drake May. You know, you're trying to get one of those top quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think you're gonna have a race to the bottom with the Texans and the Panthers and
I mean, we could easily be 2-0. Honestly, if we look at our record, we could easily be 2-0. But I knew coming into the year we weren't going to do what we did last year. Last year was a one-off thing.
All right, so here's the other question: would you trade for Jonathan Taylor?
I probably would. I don't think it's Alexander Madison that's the problem, and I really hate what's
No, I don't think he's the problem.
But
your offensive line's definitely the problem.
Yeah,
but
so I don't honestly.
I don't see how you're trading for somebody to make that better.
Right. I mean, would I take Jonathan Taylor over Madison? Of course. I mean, that's an easy yes, but like, is he going to help us? Probably not.
Well, he would help you, but it doesn't solve your problem. Like,
right. Exactly.
So the real question becomes, you know, can they win with Kirk? Because I mean, listen, he's got great connection with Jefferson. Even Addison now is doing well.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I'll tell you, I still think if there's a team that's going to trade for Jonathan Taylor, it'd be the Dolphins. But after Mostert's game last night,
where did that come from? Like,
bro, I don't know. But the dude that's playing me in fantasy has him.
I know. I saw that. I was like, of all the people, Tyreek Hill is on that guy's team, and he didn't even hurt you. Like Mostert was the guy that
I know.
Really
like I was so mad. I was like, I wanted to have a chance, but it doesn't even matter because Chubb just sucks right now anyway.
Yes.
So I just feel like all offensive lines are struggling for the most part. Like not all, like I shouldn't say that, like, but most.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles have a good offensive line. Cowboys have an okay one. Like there's some decent offensive lines. Like the Chiefs have a decent one. But like overall, I'm watching a lot of these games. I'm like, they can't stop the rush. They can't run the ball. Like,
right.
I don't know. So
sorry. Keep going. I interrupted you.
I just don't understand like why it seems like it's just so hard to do any of that stuff now. And I'm just like, now granted, maybe it's because we've had some bad classes for that stuff. But I felt like we've
True.
had some top end, at least tackle
Decent.
talent come out. So
Right.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. The one thing I wanted to ask you, because
Mhm.
I know Mike mentioned it the other day. What do you think about Baker Mayfield's start here?
I think I'm torn on it with Baker.
Me too.
You know, like Baker has a history.
Hmm.
Now, could that have been that he's in Cleveland? Maybe. You know, he did decent for the Rams. Like,
Right.
but the question I have is, can he be consistent with it? Right? Like
Right.
they have a decent team. You know, they do. I need to see 5-6 weeks of this
Hmm.
to go, okay, Baker's turned a corner, because maybe it is like you change scenery, you have confidence now. Like, all right, great. Like,
Yeah.
but I need to see consistency from it. And I mean, it's not like they played anybody phenomenal.
Right. Exactly. I know.
So, like, I'm not gonna put it like, listen, he might come out and be for real, dude, and that's great.
Hmm.
But I need to see it against better teams that they can be dominant and, or not even dominant, but just be successful and win. So,
Yeah.
um,
But again, I attribute it to he's got two playmakers now on offense.
yeah,
I mean, again,
and their
that's
running
where I
back's
think
not bad.
running back's not bad, but that's where I'm saying the thing. That's where my argument always comes in about the quarterback. Like, you do need receivers and you
Oh
need
yeah.
playmakers
Oh
around you.
yeah. Like,
So
you look at the greatest of all time though. You look at like a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. They made something out of people that
right,
weren't
right,
anything, right?
right.
So Baker is not that. We can say
No,
that for sure. He is not that.
yes, right.
But can he perform? Like, for instance, Kirk Cousins is not that. But guess what?
No,
Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback when he has someone to throw to.
right, right.
Like, so it's one of those that, I mean, you guys have three weapons
Hmm.
for him,
Yeah,
you know,
Hawk is
and
great. Yeah.
so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. By the way, for all those listening, we're recording this on Monday night, and it's just super bizarre that I'm watching two football games at the exact same time. Like, this is just super weird. Oh, Nick Chubb scored a touchdown. Thank God. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to lose in fantasy. So, but I think the other thing too, though, is like, um, sorry, I'm watching the Panthers highlight here.
There was actually a highlight in the 6-3 ball game.
Well, they're trying to determine whether he fumbled it or not.
Oh, okay.
But I think the interesting thing will be this draft next year, because there's some big names coming.
Yeah,
You know,
there are some big
quarterbacks. This is going to be a good quarterback class, wide receiver class. Like,
yeah.
dude, Marvin Harrison Jr. looks legit.
Woo, he looks good, man.
Dude,
He looks good.
I tell you right now, the Texans, if they can get up there, they're going to get them. Because
with Stroud, yeah,
yeah, like,
yeah.
can you? And Stroud hasn't looked awful, so it's like,
He hasn't
okay,
looked bad.
so
Yeah, they just don't have a good team. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
really
Even though Nico Collins decent and
yes,
Pierce
you
is
do have
decent, but
him.
they need to build out the team more for sure.
Right.
But yeah, it's one of those NFL wise though, like, it's just been such a weird year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just can't get over that. And it's just felt weird. Fantasy feels weird, and it's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Only week 2, so it's exciting.
Huh?
I said it's only week 2, so it's exciting.
I know, right? How about, dude? Okay, give some shout outs here. How about the wide receiver for the Rams?
Oh my gosh, yes, Nakua or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Nakua.
Yeah,
he's had 25 catches in 2 games.
Bro. Dude, him and Cup together. Oh my gosh.
Dude, when Cup comes back, like,
yes.
I think Tutu Outwell has done well, but I think he's the one that's going to get hit.
Right.
I mean, Nakua will get hit some. Like, he's not going to have 15 catches with Cup. He'll probably have 7 or 8, you know, but like, bro, like, 5th round pick. Like, our buddy Dave brought him up. Apparently he was like one of the most efficient players, played all 4 years or something. And I'm like, I'd never heard of this dude.
Right. Same.
And he's coming out and just, it's not like he's super flashy. He's just a good route runner.
Right.
And you're with an experienced quarterback in Stafford. And dude, they are blowing up our group chat right now. Holy crap. I have 16 missed messages.
Holy crap, guys.
Not
even that much going on tonight.
Yeah, I know, right? It's because they're all complaining about these games. But no, like, now I have 18 missed messages. Are they listening to us live? No, I'm just kidding. But like, Nakua's been really cool. This one's not necessarily a big storyline, but like, Josh Kelly from the Chargers, like week 1 got a good amount of work. Week 2,
Yeah.
Eckler's hurt. Of course, he doesn't really do much, but
Right.
like it's interesting to see a lot of these backfields going. Even the Titans are
Yeah.
using Ty Spears.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you're watching every team, they have freaking Derrick Henry and they are using another running back. And I'm
Another
like,
running back.
everybody's doing it. Everybody's trying to spell their running back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, interesting. So that plays into fantasy a lot. Was there anybody else that was really surprising to you?
I'm trying to look and see through. I don't remember anybody. I think we've kind of touched it. I don't think the Dolphins are really that surprising. Everybody kind of
No,
knew they
not
were
at all.
good. I would say the Ravens, they haven't really looked good, but they're 2-0.
Flowers, man.
Yeah, he's a decent receiver for sure. Yeah.
He's a rookie and he's getting like 6-7 catches. Like that's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
He's a good route runner. But
the NFC least, you got 3 undefeated teams. So that's surprising.
Commanders won't stay that way.
Oh, heck no. No, I don't believe
Sam Howell's done decent, but like it's one of those, it'll be interesting to see. And how about Cam Akers being on the trading block?
Yeah, that was all like I know you guys were talking about that was just a weird situation. Like
it just came out of the blue because all the reports were, he's going to be the running back. And then last week it was like, okay, they split running backs. Okay. Right. And then something happened and they're just like, yeah, we're trading him. Like the McVay came out and said it today. He's on the trading block. And I was like, and they've had issues with him in the past. So, it's just one of those that like, it's like, okay, well, we'll have to see. But it's just nuts. But it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. With Aaron Rodgers, all that. I feel like everybody's so deflated because of Aaron Rodgers.
It did take. I really was sad for the Jets. I mean, I was not buying all the hype and stuff like that. But I mean, I want them to be good. They haven't been good for years.
I'll be honest. Watching that offense, it was built for him. It was,
man.
Like they would have been good.
Oh yeah,
I truly believe that.
Been. Yeah,
because even during the Cowboys game, like there was times if Zach Wilson had made the right play, like the guy was open, and. The one right play he made was to Wilson that went for a touchdown. But like there was other ones he just missed. And it's just like an experienced quarterback would have done that. And like, I feel bad. I mean, that was just so sad that when he went down, I love that. Oh no, I won't bring that up. Never mind. Remember, all sports, no politics. That's something funny that Aaron Rodgers said. But let's move to some college football. And let's talk about your favorite subject, Deon Sanders.
Oh gosh.
You are not a fan of Deon Sanders.
No. Okay. So that part's not true, which I thought I probably portrayed it wrong during text. I like Deon Sanders a lot. I really do. I'm not liking the fact that he's calling himself the greatest coach of all time. That's what I'm really not liking. But as a fan of his, I'm a huge fan of his.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
That did not come across in our text messages.
That's what I figured after the way we were talking. I was like, I'm probably not portraying this the correct way.
Dude, I saw a picture of you outside burning his jersey. So I just, I was just kidding.
Just assumed.
But no, like obviously a lot of people, I feel like most people are on Deon's side, I'm watching the Coach Prime documentary they did on Amazon and like, he's just very real. Like, and it's really cool to watch just how real he is. And he's trying to show how to be a man to all these boys, on his team. And, they gave him a lot of grief for leaving the college he did because, you should have been there to help that college and all stuff. And you went to the big time, but now all the people were saying, you can't do it. And they're 3-0. Now they barely beat. Okay. Can we talk about this for a second? The hits in that game were so dirty. Like, my goodness.
Yes. Yeah,
and like
Travis Hunter. I mean, I couldn't believe
how did he had like a ruptured kidney or something or liver?
Something like that.
I saw a post of it today. Like he had a ruptured liver, and it was just like, what? Yeah. Like, how did that guy not get suspended? Now I did see that they tossed the one defensive end who hit the quarterback late. Yeah, but like they had like 17 penalties or something.
Oh yeah, they were throwing the flag all over the place.
Okay, after number 10, you should start ejecting people. Like,
right.
Like this is not okay. Now there was only like 2 or 3 dirty hits, but that's not okay.
No,
like it's just.
It all started earlier in the week with the coaching, from Colorado State with Norvell. What he said.
Oh yeah,
Deon took it personally. So then he took
it personally. Did you see the video when he brought his mom up?
No, I didn't see.
So the coach had said his mom must not have taught him right, or my mama taught me right because I, take my hat and sunglasses off when I talk to people. And so at the end of the game, he brings his mom into the locker room
Oh my
with the
gosh.
Rock standing there. And then he's like, I know he didn't say it, but he insinuated that my mama didn't teach me right. Mama, what you got to say about that?
Oh
Like,
my
puts the
gosh.
mic up, and she goes, I taught my boy right. Like, you have to admit, it's funny. Like,
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. I don't know, man.
I
They
do get it
lose
though, because
control.
like I'm not all about the bragging, and like he's very braggadocious and just, ooh, look at that word. But like he does tout himself a lot and everything. I may not like that part of it, but like,
Right.
it is what
But
it is. It's Deon Sanders. Like,
no,
if you
exactly.
remember
He's
from when
always been
he
Flash.
played, like Mr.
Yes.
Show, Mr. Flash right
Yes.
there. So,
Yeah. No, and
dude, did you know he's missing toes?
I did hear he's like two of them, right? Or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's missing like two toes and like a piece of his leg.
Yeah, that happened a year or two ago or something
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
when
I
he was at
remember that.
Jackson State.
Yeah, I remember that coming out because
Because
he was
in the
always on that.
documentary, they talk about it
They talk
and they
about it. Okay.
show it. Like, it's
Yeah.
no
Oh,
joke, dude.
I
It's
would
no
never want to
joke.
see that. I don't know why they show it.
That
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you make a great point to what you tell me earlier. I mean, a lot of people, I understand where he's coming from because he had so many people doubt him with what he did to the University of Colorado.
yeah.
And I don't know why, honestly, they doubted him because that team was a 1-11 team. Why would you not? You're there to try to win. So like
No, I think
I
it's
get it.
more. I think it's a lot of coaches hate. Like, obviously, he has name recognition, right? So a lot
Yeah.
of coaches are going to hate that because
Right.
he'll win.
Right.
Like, he got Travis Hunter over
Yeah.
Alabama, over all these other places because
Right.
of who he is.
We was. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
coaches don't like that. And I get it. It's fine. Like, they just need to swallow their pride and move on. But
Right.
it's one of those that he brought in like 3/4 of his team is transfers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they're all upset, because they're going, oh, there's no way that could work because no one's ever done that before.
Yeah.
And it's working. Now, do I think that they're going to beat USC or Oregon? No, I don't.
No.
But like, listen, they're putting in a place on the map for the next couple of years. I would imagine his recruiting is going to be on fire.
Yeah. Do you I'm curious if you know this. Do you know where Travis Hunter initially had committed to?
Oh, I feel like I know this. Hold on. Was it Georgia?
Florida State.
Oh, it was Florida State.
He was coming to us, and then
That's a
Deon
good choice of leaving.
I don't think so. We're in the national play. We're in the contention this year, man.
Even
Colorado could be though too.
Even
I
though
don't
Boston
know.
College almost came back to beat you.
I told you we always play terrible at Boston College. Like it's always going to happen. And then we got to play at Clemson this weekend. So I'm expecting a loss.
If you don't beat Clemson, so help me.
I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad. But
bro, they're
see it,
so
man.
bad.
Clemson looks terrible, but I could see us easily.
I hope Florida State makes it towards the end. I do. I mean, obviously, like last week, I know we didn't talk about because obviously Texas beat Alabama.
Yeah,
and Alabama looks bad, dude. Their offense looks so bad.
Yeah, but Saban doesn't make any sense. Like he sat Milroy this entire USF game.
Yeah, that didn't make sense either.
Like to see these two guys and how they played, and it's just like Milroy's your best option.
I will give props to Milroy because he was out there cheering on his teammates.
He was.
And I loved seeing that. That's a character move. Yep. But like, I didn't understand, like, those two guys were not doing well. No, why did you not put Milrose back in? Like,
you were in danger of losing to USF.
Dude, USF.
Yes. That would have been the hugest upset of like all time ever.
Bro, can you imagine? Ah, gracious.
Beating Alabama, South
but then
Florida?
Even Georgia struggled against South Carolina, and then they turned it on the second half, thankfully.
Texas and Wyoming. Texas had to score 21 points in the fourth quarter to make that a better blowout.
I don't feel like there's one team that's just like dominating people.
Yeah.
I don't
agree. I agree with you. Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine though if Colorado somehow beats Oregon and USC? Oof. Oh, dude, they're going for the national title. Like,
100%. Like,
now I don't think that's going to happen, but
I don't think so either. But I think it's going to be. I think they're going to be close games. I don't think USC or Oregon are.
No, I don't think they'll get blown out. But I think when you look at like Colorado, their defense struggles.
I mean, that's true.
Their offense is what keeps them in the games for the most part.
Right.
Their defense isn't terrible, but it like against elite teams, are they going to be able to hold up? That's the real question, right?
Yeah. And
Like when
no
you're having
Travis
to do
Hunter.
shootouts with Colorado State and TCU,
Yeah.
like
There's
so
issues. Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
it's close. I hope it's
Mhm.
close,
Right.
but yeah, it'll be interesting. But I just don't feel like there's one dominant team this year. I just don't.
I agree. Yeah.
So maybe that'll be good. Maybe that'll be exciting. Maybe FSU can win it, and like we have somebody new, like
yeah, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care if like I obviously I want FSU to
yeah, of
win it,
course.
but I'd even be more fine with like somebody that hasn't won in like, I don't know, 25, 30 plus years. Like, like FSU has won within the
Did you hear
last
what I
10.
said?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I would be fine with Kentucky. You got Devin Leary from NC State. He's not doing bad. So, like, I mean,
Bro,
I'd be fine with y'all.
bro, we're gonna get crushed by the big guys. Like it's
I
not even
know.
close.
I mean, I know that's true. I'm just saying,
I'll
like,
tell
I
you,
want.
Gators look good though.
Well, I don't know what to make of them. They look terrible against Utah, but then they beat Tennessee, so I don't really know
Right?
what
Like
they're
I
doing.
feel like there's just teams that are like good and then they're bad. They're like,
Yeah,
or vice versa. It's like, what is going on?
yeah. I think it's
Like
wide open. I think you're right. I think it's wide
I would
open.
love to see some random team that's not normally, dude.
Yeah.
Oklahoma finally win for once.
Well, no, okay. Let's back to train on Oklahoma. Oklahoma won so many times back in the day. Like, come on now. Let's get somebody that's never won, like a TCU last year. Like, that's what I
Texas.
want. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think Texas has won since Vince Young, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. So I mean,
No.
that's a good amount of time. Like
Yeah, so
Oklahoma's at
like
least
that would
won.
be a good one. Texas would be
Yeah.
good. Alabama. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll have to see how
Yeah.
that plays out. It'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for us today. As always, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, trying to grow the audience. We'd appreciate it. Like the videos. Guys, you've been listening to The Benchmark.